friends, it's Nancy. Well, I'm going to start the Christmas 2024 prompts today. Thought we could get a head start on it. And I'll be using my basic journal that I made with a laminated cover and assorted papers. I do have a few left in my Etsy shop if you're interested, but this is what I'm going to be doing, just like I did for my Halloween prompts. So we're going to be doing the Christmas prompts, and you can use anything you have. You don't have to have a journal. You can get a composition book from the Dollar Tree. You might even have a spiral notebook, whatever. Just use whatever you have just to play in. You know, you can use index cards. You can use envelopes. Just get out something and try to play. I'm going to try to be a little more creative with maybe a little bit of mixed media stuff, you know. I don't know. We'll see. Whatever comes to me when the prompt comes. So the prompt number 1 is Snowman. And I thought to myself about it. And of course, I love snowmen. That isn't like my favorite thing. I collect, you know, like I don't collect, but if I see something snowman, it catches my eye. Like I have a few in my home. And this way I like them because I leave them up through January. I even have my little Olaf here. He sits and crafts with me here. So I have him here on my desk. And then I'll show you a couple others. Like one of my good friends made me this pretty little snowman. Isn't it cute? That's real cute. And I have some others around too as well. But anyway, okay, Snowman is what we're going to work on today. I think we're going to do just this one prompt today because you're seeing this video on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. So I will probably do this one with you. And then I know we're all going to be busy during the holidays. And then I probably will see you back on, I don't know. It depends if I get something done for Saturday. We'll see. But let's start with number 1, Snowman. Okay, so I thought about it and I said, well, that's, you know, one of my favorite things to do. But what do I want to do? I mean, you know, I am starting the Frosty little journal with Amy at Crafty Cat, her Frosty kit. But that you'll see that in between these videos of these Christmas prompts. But I wanted to do something different. And I was looking around and thinking about it, and I thought, oh, well, here's something I haven't seen. Do you remember, like, it depends how old you are, but really, most of us remember, like in the late 70s through the 80s, the primitive style came back. It was popular. And do you remember, were you ever into the primitive dolls and things like that? Well, I thought, oh, you know what? Maybe we could make a primitive snowman. You know, not the stuffed kind, but a paper kind. So I looked through the book of where I would put it, and I ended up on this page here. Because it's got like brownie tans, so I thought already that's kind of primitive. I'm going to take my tree, I'm going to move my tree somewhere else for now, so I'm just going to put it over here. So I thought I'm going to put it on this page here. That's my idea. So that's where it's going to go. But we have to construct our snowman first. So I'm going to show you my idea. And I thought, why not use some coffee dyed paper? Because when you would stitch, or if you ever made a primitive snowman, you would take muslin and coffee dye it, and then cut out the pattern, stuff it, and stitch it up. That would be a primitive snowman. And I thought, well, why can't we do that with just some coffee dyed paper? Side note, a lovely gal reached out to me. Her name is Jacquelyn. She dyes papers, all different kinds of papers, index cards, tags, envelopes, all kind of things. And she was very nice to send me out a packet of assortment of her papers, and they're lovely. So I will link her. She has a YouTube channel, and she's on Instagram, and she has a shop, not an Etsy shop. She has her own shop online that you can buy her papers from. And then I know, like, she just had a live Friday show on her YouTube where you can see, she'll show you things and you could buy them. And I bought more paper, but she has a very lovely selection of all different kinds of things, not only just dyed paper, but little journals and things like that. So I will link Jacquelyn's information down below, and definitely give her a shout out and check her out because you might be interested. Okay, so I thought, okay, how do we build this? Do I just die cut this out? Do I cut it out? I mean, I don't know what to do, right? And I thought, well, it has to be very primitive looking. And so I thought, well, I think I want to tear it out of a sheet. And this is just a half of a 8.5 by 11 sheet of just plain paper, coffee dyed. And so I thought, okay, why don't we? So I'm going to make it easy for you. I'm just going to take a pencil, and I just want to give myself a rough, see, because half a sheet, it's going to fit on here just fine, okay? So I thought, okay, if you need to, and I need to, why don't we just kind of take a pencil and kind of sketch some kind of a shape out. You can make them as fat as you want. Just something light. You probably can't even see what I'm doing here. I just gave myself a little light drawing, real simple. I'm going to start tearing on the line. It doesn't have to be exact. Just kind of follow the line just to give you an idea of what you're doing. And I'm just tearing along, kind of along, not really, but I'm going to tear along this paper here. It's hard to sometimes when you want to start turning. And the trick is to keep your, well, I'm lefty, but you would, if you're tearing this way, keep your thumb close to where you're tearing and go a little bit at a time, and you can maneuver that tear to go wherever you want. And remember, it's primitive, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So let's play and see how this goes. I think it'll be fine, really. And this is just thin, I think what I'm using here is thin notebook paper. There's no lines in it, but it feels like kind of like a notebook paper to me. And I'm going to look at what I did here, and then we can always kind of re-tear. And then, you know how one side is lighter than the other? I think I kind of like this side here. So if I see any paper, any pencil marks, since I drew them so light, I'm just going to erase them. And go from there. So let me get rid of my marks here. I think we can all do this. I think we can accomplish this. So we're not artists. We don't have to be perfect, but it sure is something different, right? Okay, so I think I'm okay with that shape. I'm not good. Don't overthink it, right? Okay, so now what I think I'm going to do is get my vintage photo out here, and I think I'm going to go around the edges kind of lightly and ink. I just re-inked my ink pad, so it might get kind of dark, but it's okay because it's primitive look, remember? I think this is something different. It's fun. I made one already because I wanted to make sure it came out before I did it with you on the video. You know, I like to do that sometimes when it's something that I've never done before and I'm not sure how it's going to look, but you're going to love it. And I will show you the one that I did, because we're not going to be able to glue him right away in the book. We were going to have him dry, and I'll show you why in a minute. So I was looking at pictures on Pinterest. Look on Pinterest and look up primitive snowman crafts or something like that, and you'll see the different looks. So now I thought, okay, he needs, I'm going to move the book a little bit out of the way here. I think I'm getting a shadow here. Let me move this out of the way. And I have my pieces here. So he needs a nose. He needs a nose. He needs some eyes, a mouth, some coal for his little belly here, and a scarf. So I have this really nice seam binding. This, and I've used this before. I usually use this around Christmas time, and I always link it in the shop, and I think they have a sale going. It's Honey Silks and Company online.com. And I think they have a Black Friday sale going on. And they have, it's not your typical seam binding. It is like a silk, it's like a silky chiffon, and it's really, really nice. And I bought it in, I bought this last year, so I have it in red and green. You see how beautiful, rich colors these are? And they're soft. They're very soft. So I will link Honey Silk and Company down below, but definitely check them out for their sale. So I thought this would be perfect scarf for him. So I thought, well, can we just make, like, really make a scarf for him? And I said, well, to myself, right? I said, self, why not? So I was thinking, okay, well, I want to cut some of this and play with it. So let me cut some off. And, oh gosh, what is this, about 6 inches? No, it's about 9 inches I cut off. Whatever. And I thought, okay, so if I put it around his neck like this and give it a light tie like that, let's make it a little long. I like it where it's longer on one side and shorter on the other, right? So I'm gently just kind of looking, and I want it to be on the side like so, right? And I thought, oh, that's really cute. And it's flat enough and soft enough that we could glue it. It's not going to create a lot of bulk to the back of him or the page. So I thought, oh, that's kind of cute like that. I like that where it's to the side here. I want it that way, I thought. Kind of like that, right? So then once you have it where you want it, and I think I want it, see, I want it to be like more thicker. So you see it's really thick. It's that thick, but it curls, you know, so it's kind of really nice. But you can do what you want. You can iron it if you want, whatever you want to do. It works. Okay, so let's try that again. Yeah, this, you could be here playing with this for a while till you get it just the way you want it, like so. So I like this side here a little shorter and this side here a little longer. So once you get it where you want it, I know I'm being fussy, aren't I? Okay, I'll try it this way since I seem to not like what it's doing for me here. Okay, try it again. Okay. So when you have it where you want it, just like so, arrange it like that, or whatever you have, or a piece of muslin, or you know, whatever you have. That might be a little too long. So then once I got it where I wanted it, I took, you can take your glue, but I took my fabric tack, but whatever glue, your glue of your choice, and I put some under the tie part here, a little bit under the tie, like that. or just where I tied it right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some, I want this to come over, so I'm going to put some right on top here and underneath here, just a little bit. So I can take this part here and fold it down like that, you see? Like that. So I'm going to have it. This is too long, but I'm going to trim it a little. I'm going to trim it to about here, like that. There we go. And then that'll stick down. It's not going to go anywhere. Now, I said, he needs a nose. And right away I thought of a toothpick. So if you have a toothpick, you can get one and take a marker and color it orange. I had some hors d'oeuvre toothpicks that were colored already, so it's not super orange. I could make it more orange, but I think for the primitive look, I like just the way it is. And I cut off the tip here. You see it there, the tip of the toothpick. And what I'm going to do is use that as the nose. So I am going to hold it carefully. I'm going to open my glue with my teeth. Oh, wow, yeah, right. I'm going to take some glue and I'm going to put it along the toothpick here. Now, I'm going to carefully, because I am not careful, I'm going to carefully grab it with my tweezers here. Hold on to it. I'm going to place it on the paper here where I think the nose should go. And I would say it's about a ½ inch, the ½ inch I cut off of the toothpick. So I'm going to put it right there. Oh, right, Nance. Right there. Okay. It's going to have to dry. See, it doesn't want to stick for me here. Hold on. I think I need a little more glue. I'm just going to put some down here and try it that way. My hands are sticky because I was already working with glue, so you know how that is, right? Okay, now, okay, there's the nose. You see it? I'll put this here because it wants to curl up for now. So I put that down as the nose. Then I'm thinking, okay, what can we use? What can we use to make the eyes, the mouth, and the buttons? His little, that look primitive. So I thought this is where the mixed media stuff comes in. I'll show you my concoction here. It looks gross, but I'm going to tell you what this is. I had it covered so it wouldn't dry. And I'll show you the results. We'll do it. You can use buttons. Buttons are primitive. See what you have. Look at what you have. Okay, I was trying to go for primitive. So what I did was I took my palette knife. I put a squeeze of white gesso. This is just a piece of parchment paper. I squeezed some white gesso out. Then I took my Distress Oxide Reinker in black soot, and I put about, I would say I put about a quarter's worth of gesso here, and I put 5 drops of black soot reinker. This is the oxide one, so maybe if you had the actual ink, it would be more black. And I could make it blacker if I put more drops, but you know what? This is fine to me. I like the way it looks. So I used about a quarter size squirt of gesso, white gesso, and I put 5 drops of this Distress Oxide, mixed it with my palette knife, but that's just the color. So then I needed grittiness. I needed something gritty. So what I did was, remember I had used this in my other journal. This is the Distress Grit Paste Snowfall. So it's grit. And when I used it in my altered book, remember I did it on the envelope, and it dries clear. It's almost like, looks like ice. So it's kind of clear, but it looks icy. So I put about, I don't know, a nickel size worth of this paste on here too. And I just went like this and mixed it up, see? So it's really wet. So then I said, well, now how do I apply it? Well, I don't know. I'm gonna try the tip of my palette knife. And I said it has to be primitive. It doesn't need to be a perfect circle or whatever, okay? So here is what I did. I took a little bit on my palette knife, and where the eyes were, I kind of just took my time. And remember, it's primitive. It doesn't have to be perfect. I took some. I was very careful because, you know how you can screw it up, right? There, look. One eye got bigger, and now I got to make the other one bigger. It's just how it is. And remember, if it was a piece of coal or something, it's not a perfect circle shape, right? And there we go. And then I had to go smaller for the mouth. So let's just tap it ever so small. Now I'm going to start here. And see, it'll have dimension because of the grit paste. It'll dry and it'll actually look like, little pieces of whatever. Just go like this. Little tiny bits on your palette knife or toothpick or whatever you're going to use to do this. But I don't know, I'm liking how it works, so I'm going to put a little smile on him if I can. And I want to make these smaller because that's his mouth, like that. Maybe one more over here, I don't know. One more, I'm just dipping it straight in to get some on the tip. And I'm just touching it lightly. I'm liking that. So now I want to make three down his belly here. So I'm going to put like a big one here. Well, bigger than the eyes, let's just say I'm going to do. And I'm just going to move it around. Just take my palette knife and kind of make a circle with it, more or less. You don't have to. And then I'm going to make another one. Okay, now I'm getting a little crazy here. Hold on. I'm going to get a little crazy. That's why we can't put it in our book yet, because it has to dry. And then one more. Think about what you have and use what you have. Don't go out and buy anything. Okay, and they don't have to be perfect. You see how that looks? I'm not going to touch it anymore because we, as crafters, we want to try to make it the perfect. Don't touch it anymore. I'm telling you, don't touch it. So look at him. I mean, he's not perfect, but he's a primitive snowman, and he's so cute. I love him. So now I want to dress him up. So if you want, you can make a hat for him. I didn't think of making a hat. I kind of just wanted the snowman. You can go as far as putting a hat on him. You can make him hold a broom. I mean, you can deck him out how you want. But I'm just making this guy here. So here is the one that I made before. Now see, he's a skinnier snowman, and this guy's a little chunkier one, but I like them both. I think they're cute. This is still drying. It's going to dry overnight before you're going to glue it in your page, okay, if you're going to try this, okay? Now I like them both and I can't decide, but let me show you what it's going to look like on the page. So I'm going to put my one I just made over here. This one is drying, but I'll show you what he's going to look like. I have some bits here. I'm going to show you what I pulled out. Let me get the book back over here. And hopefully... Okay, so we got to just dowel him up. Now, first of all, look how cute he looks on this page. Do you see how cute he's going to look on this page when we glue him down? And we can even look at the other guy, because you never know, I might change my mind and use my little chunkier one. Oh, he's so cute. I don't know which one I'm going to use. But anyway, let's not play with this one because he's really wet. So I'm going to glue a snowman here. He fits perfectly on the page. And I could put a hat if I want, but I'm not going to. Then I thought, you know, the primitive dolls always have this shape of a elongated wooden heart. And I thought, oh, I had this button in my craft stuff. And I thought, oh, well, that's going to go there. And I probably will stitch a little black thread through there first and knot it off and then glue this on as his heart. And then I thought, well, I need just a little something, something. So I went through my Tim Holtz pieces here, Christmas ephemera. So I got this here. I have a little bit of holly leaves, and then I got just this little orange generic tag, and I want to use it because it picks up the orange in this little wooden heart and kind of the orange of the nose. Okay, so when he dries, when I'm gonna assemble this page, I'm just gonna glue this here on the bottom left of the page like this. He's gonna go here. I want to put this, I wanted to add a little green and red, so I'll probably put this like maybe here, something like this. And then I wanted to just pop this little orange tag in here, somewhere like that, I think. But you can use whatever you have. I was going to try to maybe, let's see how I don't even know how I had it, but anyway, okay, I'm going to, now that I moved it, oh my goodness, I am going to do this. You could really doll it up if you want. You know, you might have other pieces and things to add, but this is what I thought would be so cute. So, primitive snowman for prompt number 1. What do you think? I really love it. It's something different. It definitely reads primitive snowman. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use my first snowman or he's skinnier, or let's be very careful and see what this little fat guy looks like here, because he's cute too. I'm going to try and not ruin him. So he's a little chunkier, so I can move him slightly over. Okay, and then I would still put this here on the edge of the page like that, or I could go over him even because he's a little chunkier. I could. Either way, oh yeah, put his little heart on. So I could put his little heart here. Whoops, see, getting too close to the wetness there. I could move that over and glue this down here, put his heart on him, and then I could put this here like so, and put that under there. I'm not going to move it because I don't want to touch this. So either snowman's going to work. I want you to give it a try. Just give it a try. See what you have around. See what you can use. It's just coffee dyed paper and whatever else you have. If you don't have a wooden heart like this, just draw a heart out of a piece of cardboard or scrap of paper and build it up and stick a thread through it if you want to make it look like a button. I love it. I think we're off to a good start, friends. What do you think? Okay, well, you're seeing this today, Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I wish you and your families and friends a very blessed holiday. And I appreciate all of you, and I will see you soon. Take care now. Bye.